I like how you said real players, yo. Wow.
That
Doc,
was
what is that?
that was
That's
OD disrespectful to Blue
that's
Icy. That was
crazy.
crazy disrespectful to Blue
I'm
Icy.
damn. But if, I
Actually,
mean, if you,
is that the Blue Icy from our DNF tournaments?
No, you're thinking a completely different person.
All right, I was gonna say maybe I was wrong, but let's wait and see.
but if you're saying real, I mean, to your credit, the real don't sign up until 8:45. Don't log into the. That's when they sign in.
Well,
All
that's
right.
no
And then
good
they
for them
realize,
because they're only gonna have 10 minutes to play 5 games. That's no good.
I think the fastest we've had that done was Mad Gear did 5 games in 25 minutes, which is still
wow,
pretty impressive.
That is impressive.
that is very impressive.
That is ranked match type shit.
And I definitely spoke too soon because I'm looking at our ladder at the moment, and it's full of most of our usual killers, minus like Brian.
Yeah, like
Everybody
Space
signed up.
Like the people are already in there playing games. Listen, they knew it was the last one, and the competition would be fierce, so they had to get in there early and often.
Let's get in one more time to try to get into that. But only 8 seats. There's only 8 seats though. You know, everybody can't sit at the table.
Oh no, dash up.
Oof. Mm.
No. Oh, child.
Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Oof, damn.
Ooh, child, he tried to show discipline too. Like he waited but then he reacted to the walk back, which was not the thing to do.
That corner is scary.
I know.
He's been
I
there.
just wish my character was good in the corner. You know, as I'm playing this character, I wouldn't mind Karen making it into Street Fighter 6. I would. I'm gonna miss this character.
Yeah, a lot of our favorites. Not everybody can make it in, but they got they got the new characters that you kind of see shades of other characters and ones that you would want, but they're not actually them. Like T-Hawk players. They said, "Oh, put T-Hawk in the game." I mean, literally just right there.
I had a sick T-Hawk in Street Fighter 4. No one knows about that. My T-Hawk.
Timothy Hawkins?
Nah, Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk. Damn.
Yeah. How do you feel about this version of Ken versus the Street Fighter 6 one?
Ken is Street Fighter 6.
What way or just
Aesthetically.
Kit wise? Yeah, kit wise.
So I'm excited about the technology in 6 because when you look at like all the flow states on like hair and clothing and stuff, it's technically impressive, and it makes the game look overall really amazing.
Oh, that's plus. That's plus. Yeah, that's plus.
And so, like, I think graphically 6 is an improvement. Just overall, in terms of like the Hobo Ken, I kind of dig it. I think it's fun. And I know that there's just gonna be a whole slew of costumes, and because of the rest of the package, I know that the costumes are gonna be just insanely good. So I definitely think aesthetically 6 wins. But I also, like I said, I'm biased. I think it's just graphically a better looking game.
Yeah, like they already showed off Retro Ken. They showed off Retro Ken and Retro Ryu already.
Right, I remember that. For some reason, I think I remember the hair. Not enjoying the hair on the retro version in 6 for some reason. I'm gonna look it up again. 'Cause I don't remember exactly. But I think something just seemed off with it again. Street Fighter 6 retro.
Yeah, a couple of the other costumes, like they already had like previews up there when they did the developer design stream on here from Red Bull. And you got to saw a sneak preview of what they would look like, and the designs are like really good. And then the fact that you can turn on battle damage, for more with bruises and stuff. You can see bruises and cuts and
yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Alright, so I looked it up and I actually, this is actually better than my memory was for the classic Ken. It actually looks really nice. I'm excited. And that, that's...
Ooh! Hit him with this 2016!
Is that 1-1 or 2-1?
Oh, damn, it's 2-1. Oh my god. Yo, the whip medium kick? Oh, dog, I am so sorry, dog. Let's see, all right, let's see how many season 1 tricks I can get off that work.
Oh, that's crazy.
Not against Space Boy. Not against Space Boy.
Oh, you drew him. See, you celebrated, then you saw Space Boy as your next pull.
You know, I'll have you know that, like, Space Boy, me and him have had some close matches.
It's actually true. You can check out the YouTube for that.
Me and him have had some very close matches, and
it was close.
I would always tell him, I'm like, yo, dog, we should get some games so that, like, I could, like, actually crack this code, because I'm definitely close. And he was like, yeah, man, let's do it. I'm like, damn, I was hoping he'd be scared. Not scared at all.
No fear.
He said, my heart does not pump Kool-Aid. And I was like, all right, cool. And then I got busy, and now I look like I'm the flaky.
Damn. What had happened was.
Yeah, there was a lot of what happened.
What happened?
What happened?
Actually, speaking of costumes, one thing that 6 actually is also probably gonna really knock out of the park is their collabs, right? Like, we have, a lot of the Capcom style crossover costumes, but if you look at, like, and some people are gonna see this as negative, but, like, look at all the collab work they've done, right? Like, how many Street Fighter characters are in Fortnite? How many Street Fighter characters are getting representation in other titles? So it's like, we could have a... I can't remember the name of the character, but, like, the banana skin from Fortnite, like, you could have, like, Blanca in a banana suit.
All the future collaborations that's about to happen. I'll tell you, one of the first ones that should happen is a Chipotle. I need everybody to have a Chipotle shirt with the logo on it.
I'd rather just stick somebody in a giant burrito costume. I think that'd be way funnier.
Right.
And then Surmi, we can actually have a Ryu from Fortnite costume. Like, that's the funny thing. Like, if you've ever seen the Definitely Not skin line from League of Legends, it's a little similar. Like, you would just have, like, Ryu in a parody Ryu costume. Like, he got it from, like, Halloween Town or something. Like in, the first Spider-Verse movie where Miles buys the Spider-Man costume from Stan Lee? It would look like that. It would just be hilarious.
I see what you're saying. Like the not official costume.
Yeah. It's like
it's a distorted skin or something.
It's the trope of, like, in, like, TV and movies where they're like, man, you really look like Tony Hawk. And he's like, I am Tony Hawk. Ah, you got me.
Nah, you ain't Tony Hawk, bruh.
If you were Tony Hawk, you'd have a skateboard right now.
Yeah, you'd be spinning 2.5 times.
Like, bro, where your helmet at, bro? Where's the helmet? You don't have no helmet on. You can't be Tony.
No, guys, I'm really Ryu.
Nah, man, you died in the race war.
Hadouken! Wait, what? Race war?
Oh my god, I know exactly what he's
If you know, you know.
crazy. That's the crazy part
If
about
you
it. I
know,
know
you
exactly
know.
what he's talking about. He said, "Well, at least you considered me." He was trying to be a nice guy about it. Well, at least you thought about me.
Oh, alright. I didn't know
Aw.
what you were talking about. I had moved past Tony Hawk, but you guys.
Hell no.
Man. Yeah, you'll probably see like, oh my god, you can see that flash. That
Yeah,
flash
he's
knuckle
gonna
though.
super me too.
Damn.
But what if I jump back? Ooh, damn.
If you held up though,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
up. Ooh.
It's actually kind of crazy that Space Boy is actually playing Luke against you. That means he really wants to beat you.
Or he's preparing for Street Fighter 6 in some capacity.
That's possible. Has he? I actually don't know who he's been playing in the betas.
I don't know if he's been. Oh yeah, he has been playing.
I'd imagine it to be Luke, right? Wouldn't that, you know, if he played it in 5 and 6 be the next step?
Oh, I'm dead.
I guess, but like, there's at least in like the beta that like we ran tournaments on this weekends. There are other characters. So I mean, like he could have played like Guile, Ken, or Kimberly. I could actually see him trying Kimberly.
Yeah, that's
Marissa?
about it though.
Manon? You mean those?
We're
With the
about,
full game out.
The full
Oh,
game,
the beta. Oh, my bad. Okay, I'm sorry.
yeah.
Go ahead.
In the betas, he sounds like a Kimberly player, but in the full game,
Full game, I could definitely see him playing. I can see him playing Cammy maybe.
well, I mean, I think we'll have to see a little bit more Cammy footage, but I think a lot of people are gonna try Cammy because a lot of people are really excited. Oh, you got suppressed. Like a lot of people seem to, beyond the aesthetically, a lot of people seem to really enjoy the Cammy reveal and like the charged hooligans and stuff like that. I think people think it's gonna be like a high APM type playstyle, and they're excited about that.
It's very interesting because it's like a mesh of everything, right? Like you get the mechanics and move sets from 5, and then you know you get 3, you know, Street Fighter 3, 4. So it's like everything is just meshed together into one character, and I think that's a really unique approach for it, while adding something new at the same time.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's because I was wondering, like you, of course, you've seen those modern Gal videos where they're doing the the 20 and 30 hit combos and stuff, but they're using modern controls. But I was like, if you still have to charge with modern Gal, what's the point of having modern then? And I thought about it. He has his V skills is one of his special moves.
Luke wins.
Yeah, and I mean like stuff like that. There's also dynamic mode, which again I don't think that changes the charge. I haven't seen too much information about like the dynamic mode, because that's like you have classic, modern, and dynamic. Unless
Dynamic
like
just plays the but dynamic basically just plays the game for you.
It's like an AI decision where it's like, I think this is the best option in this scenario, so I'm gonna standing medium kick instead of, you know, heavy punch, standing heavy punch. So it's like, yeah, it's like things like that. But the way they worded it seemed like it was like modern with like an AI tacked on. But I also don't think modern is as big a deal as people really make it out to be. If you lose to a modern player, hold that. That's all.
I mean, I already said that a modern player is going to get top 8 at a tournament, and I'm saying that. I said, watch, it's going to happen. I was like, once the game comes out and it's a little bit fleshed out a bit more, like later down the line, people start getting used to it and stuff. I think you know, you might see some modern players cook in tournament.
No, I agree. I think there's a space for them somewhere.
Somewhere.
No, I just don't know what it is.
8.
No, I'm saying like I don't know what character really like could benefit from that to where it's worth losing some moves, but still having like a core game plan.
I would say a character that doesn't really have too many command normals or like target combos, then that could possibly work out better for them because
Perhaps.
because if they don't have those moves, then they're not really missing out on nothing or don't have that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah.
I'm wondering if, like, and I didn't play Modern any of the times I played in the beta, but wouldn't a target combo just basically like auto combo in Modern? As if, like you play like Dragon Ball Z, like Dragon Ball Fighters, like if you mash L, then it does the light auto combo, and if you mash M, it does the medium auto combo. So isn't that how like it would work in modern Street Fighter 6 version?
I don't know.
I
Like
know
that's
there's
a
a
question because like if it
Yo,
does,
how many Kens, bro?
all of them.
If
all of
that's
them.
how
Come on, it's the
modern
last
works
tournament. Come on.
with target combos in 6,
There's no way I go out like this.
people are gonna get kind of tight.
There's no way on God's green earth I fight every Ken on the planet.
Yo, all of them. Get all the Kens and still make top 8. Let's get it.
What's insane to me is how many non-Ken players are in the ladder at the moment.
They coming in. The door's open, so people just coming in and you get queued up.
Like we got
So-
Fluxwaves, Geese, Furby, Pokey, Young Matt Team, Mondrigai. You already played Spaceboy.
You know what's interesting about that too is that you can, even though with all those players entered, like even within the ladder, there's still a chance you won't be able to run into them. It's definitely, yeah. So even if they like, okay, Space Boy, Art, Punk, all of them are in the tournament, but you still don't run into them, but somehow still make top 8. That's kind of OD. I ain't gonna lie.
Nuts.
For a ladder bracket where you can only
man.
play the same person once until the reset, yeah, that'd be insane. That means it would have to be a ladder with at least, well, I guess technically you'd only have to dodge them, and you would just have to get crazy lucky with the matchmaking.
Yeah, that's why I said it's like a gamble. It's like a roulette wheel. You just try to spin the win. Like, so for example, so you need a 5 minimum, right? 5 minimum to qualify for top 8.
Yep.
So if you won all 5 of those, well, you win 5 of those matches, so you get the qualifier. Then you win 2 more, and now you're at 7-0. But you never ran into any, like you never ran into any of the other like really strong players. You still have a chance of getting in the top 8.
I don't know.
You haven't lost.
I don't know if Star GG allows you to do that. I think it goes based off of your set count.
Okay.
But I'm learning something new every day. I don't know what I'm talking about sometimes.
Nah, you know exactly what you're talking about, Bunch.
Thanks,
Don't do yourself like that.
Thanks, Paul.
I mean, specifically, we're talking about Star so they could just do whatever they want, and we'll just have to pick the pieces.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like bracket play. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff going on, and I mean, like, I'm sure somebody somewhere could write it all out on a paper.
No.
That I just saw. That's crazy.
Well, that did happen. Look, Relived is out here. He said he's not going down without a fight, Bunch. You gotta go see him. Okay. Heavy Tatsu. It's kind of looking like 6 a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. But in that, it's plus. Well, not.
Okay.
It's
Oh my God, I blocked.
kick move.
Wait, that's -4. Alright, GG. Alright. He was doing good until the end. He was hanging in there.
Nah, let those tattoos rock. You might run into one of them.
Nah, respect.
Oh, we got buttons, yo. Heavy buttons.
No, there you go. There's yours.
It is. Look, sometimes that unorthodox, it works. Then other times it's.
Other times it lands you in this corner. Oh, he is living on these hurricane kicks.
but that crash.
Oh man.
Wake up. Oh god.
Oh, hold on.
Pause.
Okay.
I'm nuts. I'm fucking crazy.
You hit the big button.
I'm crazy.
Big butt.
I'm big crazy.
Sanity. Why are you hitting that button in that scenario?
I'm crazy.
You are crazy. That's what I just said.
It's go time.
2 on me. Yo, TL2 on me, but it was close.
Good games, y'all. Good games. Shake my hand.
Jeez.
Nah, bro. Nah.
GG's.
And GG's to everyone else that I've played so far.
Let's see. Let me take a look and see how we're doing.
I'm 2-2.
Oh,
You can just ask about me. You can just ask.
I was gonna look at the other players.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was looking at the other ones. Bunch said, "Yo, I'm 2-2." Dang. Okay. Bad bunch.
Yeah, I'm outside. All right. Picasso_PC.
I do not remember who they play. I know that they've entered our tournaments before, but it is escaping me.
I like surprises.
I can't wait till you're surprised with Ken.
Please let it be a Ken.
I
Oh
actually,
my God.
actually, real quick, I do think it's Ed. Actually, believe it or not.
All right. We still like that. We still like Ed versus Karen.
All right, what about Seth?
Seth versus Karen, we like that too.
All right, I guess we're about to find out. And
I
in this
just wanted
corner,
to be a Ken. For the culture, please let it be Ken.
there's just like some dark conspiracy all of a sudden that everybody now plays Ken against Bunch for the rest of the night.
Yo,
For
To
no
close out the
reason.
show.
I will go to bed.
Keep playing Ken.
I will go to bed.
All right, Seth. Okay, we got a Seth.
I will leave this tournament running.
Chat, that means you're stuck with just me and Shadow Ace.
I'm like, yo, y'all want to act like assholes? All right, bet. Good night.
Damn, Bunch, you would just leave us like that?
Yo, if y'all gonna conspire against me and be like,
Round one.
nah,
I mean-
y'all would never do that to me, the kid. You would never do that to me.
Nah, I mean we can't spin the wheel. We can't spin. All right, Picasso. See what they got. All right, look like we're playing some normals, yo. We're playing some neutral.
Quite laggy, sir.
Might not be the best of conditions and
You guys may not be close to each other.
You might be right.
it says he's from the house of Picasso. I mean, who knows where that's at?
We're at the Casa. So like, we're where we are.
Yeah, we're at the Casa in the house of Picasso.
No.
Oh, we got the Orb of Death though. He has the Orb of Death in his pocket. Oh my God, he dashed up.
I can't see it.
Is that Kimberly?
Don't you dare call.
Oh, sorry, my bad, wrong game. Spin win, nice.
Is that man on safe?
The vacuum.
Yeah. And then the follow up on block.
Oh, I hit the wrong one. I typed into. Don't. Easy unsafe. Looking it up for you because I don't remember offhand either. Is that D skill 1?
Yeah.
Man, man's really wants that target.
So on block -2, and it has 21 frames of recovery.
Bro, I cannot see this dash.
And
Ugh.
on hit, it is +3.
Seth wins.
So you
Wait, what is it on block?
on block -2.
The follow-up?
The wait, we might be talking about different things. I'm talking about the vacuum in,
No, he did the follow-up. There's a follow-up.
where he punches
Like-
you.
Round 1.
No, like, it's like the V skill is 2 different parts.
Yeah, there's the vacuum in, and then it,
And then you
part where
take the move.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a whole nother move.
Okay. So the steal is -16 on block. But
Alright.
I don't think you got hit by that.
I did.
There you go. Are you catching on? You catching on?
Round 2.
Did the connection settle down?
A little bit.
That is all that matters. Shloop. What if they made... Now, Seth isn't in Street Fighter 6 at the moment, but, like, what if they gave them... Or they put them in the game, first of all. But second of all, their vacuum sound... they give them, like, a Dairy Queen costume.
Excuse me?
A Dairy Queen
Oh, I'm thinking
costume?
Blizzard.
Seth?
I'm thinking Blizzard. Yeah, Dairy Queen Blizzard. Yeah. Dairy Queen Blizzard. So it's just like the vacuum is just like the spinning Blizzard.
Excuse me?
So would he have a swirl on his stomach or
Shadow,
something?
get your mans, bro.
I'm trying to see the vision. I'm trying to see the vision.
That could be cool.
Hold on, I'm not counting out Doc just yet. Hold on, let me see.
Damn.
So like the little swirl machine, like from the ice cream, is that what it's gonna be in his stomach? Like
Yeah. You know, like on like the soft serve machine.
soft serve, yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
like there's like the transparent.
Oh, we love combo
like,
drop.
like a transparent little window, and you can just see it spinning in the middle. That's what
And-
his spinning turbine would be.
And each color he would have would be a different flavor that you could see.
Yeah, and it could change per
And the-
costume. Or costume color,
It-
right? So like
there it
you
is.
have like your chocolate and vanilla swirl, chocolate and strawberry, like
Rainbow sherbet, you know. This okay,
Yeah,
I got you.
it's endless.
And then there'd be a promotion with Dairy Queen or McDonald's or something.
Yeah, 1 free Blizzard.
It comes with a costume code on the cup.
Granted,
There it is. Yeah.
I don't think I've seen a Dairy Queen in person in like a decade. So you know, mileage may vary here.
Yeah. We have them, but they're not that many. Not that many in my state.
We actually have one over here. It's not good. Was I supposed to be scared of that? I don't know.
It's always the last part that's the scariest part. You just watch the rest of it.
What?
Yeah. So you're not getting hit by the steel portion of that bunch, because the steel portion on hit knocks down.
Doctor. That wasn't the instance. He's not doing that. It was a completely different instance.
Final round. Fight.
Casa with set.
Yeah, Casa is.
It's even.
Yeah, I was gonna say that both.
Oh, they both on 7. Oh, dang, we sit here talking about soft serve costumes for Seth, and they both serving each other. Okay, back to the match.
Nice little anti-air.
Oh my god. Can't fucking deal with this.
It's almost over.
It can't be over.
Just half a life bar left. That's all you need. One way or the other.
Oh my god. It's fine. Whatever. I don't care. This shit's unplayable.
The House of Picasso.
Thank God, dude.
Seth
Thank God.
wins.
It's Jover.
Remember, chat, if you
That was so annoying.
if you are entered in a CasaBunch event and you feel that the connection is not up to par, you can
Go time.
call for a connection check. Just make sure to let your TOs aware of the situation.
Nothing that could happen to make that better.
Speaking of connection, I do have a good question.
What's
Now
up?
that we
Might have an
now that
answer.
we have some time. So for Street Fighter 6, check this out, right? So I tested this. I tested this on both wired and wireless. Now for wireless, the connection was actually pretty smooth during the beta, and I tested it with playing people overseas, and it was pretty smooth. So the $1 million question is: will wireless players be allowed
No.
to compete?
No. No.
Oh, damn! That got shut down instantly.
Yeah.
Didn't even have to think about it. That's but damn.
I found out like halfway through your sentence where you were going with that, and I knew that we are not allowing
that-
Wi-Fi.
That was an instant shutdown.
So, like, here's one of the biggest issues with it is that like
All right, talk to me.
Wi-Fi strength and connectivity is so varied, right? Like you were playing presumably on your PlayStation in the same spot it's always in forever, right?
Mhm.
But like, imagine somebody was playing on their Steam Deck. The Wi-Fi connector in that one might not be as good as the one in the PlayStation. You could be farther away than your PlayStation typically is. You could be closer, but there's more walls between you and your router now. And all of those affect how your Wi-Fi signal is. Whereas if you plug it in with that Ethernet cable, that is always the same. As long as it's an Ethernet cable and you plug it in, it is good. Doesn't matter if you're 50 feet away, 100 feet away, in the neighbor's house, as long as the Ethernet cable reaches, you're good to go.
You see what they announced today?
What did they announce?
They announced the Project Q, the portable screen, the streaming screen for your. I think it comes with it. I think it's a controller. Well, think of it like the Switch.
The
pretty
PlayStation one? The
much.
PlayStation,
The PlayStation
handheld?
one. Yeah,
I'm good.
PlayStation announced another handheld.
yeah, but it's not actually. It's not the console. It's not a console. It's just like, I guess it's more of you could stream from it instead of playing on the actual TV. So it
Sony's
kind of,
new Q handheld
yeah.
is official.
So now here's the question: like, what if there are people that are playing on that in internet tournaments? That's also
If it's not Ethernet, it's not allowed.
there. It is.
Sony has officially confirmed working on PlayStation handheld to make it easier to play with PS5 games. We will launch a dedicated device that enables you to stream any game from your PS5 console using remote play over Wi-Fi. Oh, okay, I know what this is. It's like the NVIDIA Shield thing then. So it basically what it's doing is it's using the hardware on your PS5 to run the game and then streaming it over Wi-Fi to your handheld.
Do that device.
Yeah. So the device isn't like running anything. It's not like running a Steam Deck or a lot of people are probably looking at the Asus handheld, the Ally, and you know those are actual handheld computers that directly run the game. So like, which both of those you can technically hardwire with Ethernet. I believe. Yeah, I know the Ally you can, and I'm pretty sure you can with the Steam Deck. So technically, if you have the dock and you have an Ethernet connection, you could play in a tournament on your Steam Deck. You're limited to.
That is an option.
You're limited to like 30 frames probably due to settings, but you know, you could technically do that if you wanted to.
Yeah, you could potentially do that. Yeah, and also I was like, well, I'm thinking about it like Project Q, I mean that's wireless. So I mean, you guys said no, nope.
So here's the thing though, because the Q isn't actually running the game itself.
Mhm.
If your PlayStation is hardwired,
That's a good
then
question.
So that's the thing is, if the PlayStation
That
is
is a good question.
hardwired, then the connection icon in Street Fighter 6 will show wired, right? Because basically all you're changing is your input device if you're using the Q. Because what's happening is the Q is basically acting like a Bluetooth controller just over Wi-Fi. So like, it's only a detriment to yourself at that point. Be like, your connection's gonna be crispy, but the input delay between what you're being shown on the screen, what you're then responding to, and what is being sent to the PlayStation is not the same.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't. I mean, it's not the most optimal situations. However, you know what I'm saying, you could be playing a match while you're on the John or on the can, and you know, could be in the garage fixing something, and you be playing your match, playing a tournament match. You playing basketball, you take a break, play your tournament match. Go get the mail, tournament match. See, you can do other activities and play the tournament match.
Yeah,
at the same time.
You'll probably have like 4 times the amount of input delay than you're used to, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Presumably, because these Wi-Fi things are not always that great. So
this will not be for competitive gaming, I promise you.
No, it's not. Yeah. It's not gonna.
It's not. So it's 1080p and 60 frames per second is the screen. So it's interesting that they say FPS and not the hertz. Oh no, I misread it. So the screen is running games at up to 1080p and 60 frames per second. Okay, so it doesn't say what quality the screen is yet. So
but eventually, someone will test it out, right? Someone will
when it exists.
Yeah, when it actually.
All they've said here is that it's announced and that they are making it. But so like, so the Asus Ally, it comes out June 13th, I think it is, and. According to pre-reviews, like people that have like the demo units, like the the YouTubers and stuff like that, people have been able to get Street Fighter 6 to run on it in handheld mode at 120 frames per second continuous. So, and the screen is 120 hertz. So if you're listening, Art, you're halfway to your desktop computers on just a 7-inch LCD screen or LED screen. Which
future is now.
It's kind of neat.
Future is now, indeed.
You do need to kind of turn off some settings, but it works
for the most part. I mean, it works, but I mean, it's not the most optimal thing to play on.
And then, so if anybody remembers the launch of the Steam Deck, it was not good on launch for a lot of reasons.
No, it was not great.
And then Valve came through and patched a whole bunch of them.
That's the thing about handhelds is that they rarely hit on the first go.
Yeah. And like, with the Steam Deck, like it's running its own custom operating system designed basically for the Steam Deck, and they still didn't really get it to, work on launch, but like a lot of the things in the Steam Deck are like world firsts. Well, not world firsts, but like for Steam, they're firsts, right? Like it's a custom designed CPU chip. It's a custom designed this. It's a custom designed that. So it's the first iteration of everything. Whereas like if you look at like the Asus one, Asus has been making laptops for decades.
Yo, somebody's saying the commentator audio is pretty shitty.
Doc is pretty low.
I'm low?
Doc is low?
Just look into it.
Yeah. So I know that because I was checking it earlier, and I'll continue.
Oh wow.
Here. I think it's just Shadow is quiet, which I can probably fix in. I can fix that Discord.
No, me. I'm the one that's low.
I'll turn.
You sound fine to us.
A little bit too, because somebody
He said, "Yeah, doctor is a little low."
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
Doc is low.
Chat.
Okay.
Oh, I'm low. I keep hearing that, and like, I don't necessarily understand why, if I'm being honest. Because like,
I mean, you're perfect. You're crystal clear over here, but
I just cranked my gain up a few buttons, so
yeah.
we'll let that rock. But
Let
yeah.
it let it let it rock. Let it rock, yo. Let it rock.
Exactly. Yeah. I am excited for the future.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you. I am excited for the future because, like, the better handhelds get, the easier it will potentially be for the transition to PC, right? Like, everybody talked about the Steam Deck being the savior of the FGC. It's $400. I forget what the cheapest model is. And it runs the games, you can plug hardware into it, and it just works, right? Like, you can plug your sticks into it, and it should just work because Steam did the work. And, you know, that didn't become a thing, pretty much, for, I'm sure, a number of reasons. But the better, like, some of them are coming out with Linux now. They're coming out with Windows. The Asus one is running Windows 11, for better or worse. But like, what's the crazy thing is like the hardware itself is what really determines on how useful it is, right? Like, if it's crazy good hardware and the only limitation is that you're running, you know, Windows instead of Steam OS or some Linux.
Whoa.
That's easy to fix. That was kind of weird that you got crush counted there. Like, computers sound scary. And they're really not. And like, people on like socials, like when the 120 hertz conversation and all that stuff comes up, people are like, well, you know, I need a crazy good computer. I need this, I need that. I don't know how to do XYZ. And it's not like some snake oil, kind of. Like, it's, if you think about it, it's just math, right? Like, computers are basically math the whole way through. If, you know, your computer has X, you know, gigabytes, you can do Y.
No. You're only telling half the story. You're only telling half the story.
Which half? Which half am I telling?
You know, yes, computers are easy, but the learning computers part isn't the hard part. The paying for PC parts,
Yeah,
is the hard part. Like, the fact that, like,
Maintenance.
yo, to get a decent computer, it's gonna run you $300 to $500,
yeah,
and then you have to sit there and troubleshoot it.
yeah. So, but that's why I'm saying the handheld things, the better they get, it's even better, right? Because if you look at it, like the Steam Deck, like I said, like the cheapest one's like $300-400 because it's a console. For all intents and purposes, the Steam Deck is a handheld console. And then you look at like some of the competitors, you know, they can range anywhere from like $250 to like $2,000 if you want to get just wild. But like, as that market matures and grows, like, imagine being able to pick up like a portable computer that can run your fighting game and handles all of the controller inputs you could want for like $300. Right? Like, imagine being able to pick up a PS Vita or a 3DS and running your tournament on that.
It's definitely an option.
That's what people thought the Steam Deck would be.
That would be an option. However, yeah, it's just with software, you know, updates. It'll be easier to manage, at least with software goes, like as far as updates on that. Because it's just a handheld console. It's just that's what it is. It's a module. You can update that. You know, they send out updates for Steam. It's much easier to manage. It's not like it has its own separate operating system. I mean, it's using what you said, Linux, right? Linux or Windows. Those
Yeah.
all that can be updated. Yeah.
Oh fuck! I picked the wrong costume.
Versus, you know,
Trash.
handheld console, that's their own built-in type of operating system, and you got to hold that.
I was mashing.
I was mashing. Yeah. So I mean, like, it can be hand in hand, and there's gonna be, you know, a lot of reasons for why it doesn't exactly work the way we all hope it does. Because like, I think one of the biggest things with the Steam Deck is the Steam Deck screen itself, garbage, bad. Throw it away, start over.
Yeah, it's kind of dim. Like when I saw it in person, it's like it's pretty dim.
So it's a 16 by 10 aspect ratio, which is not normal. It is 1920 by 1200, which is also again not normal. I think for brightness, it's like it's either 100 and something nits. I think is what Valve says it is, but then if you actually like check it, it's like I think close to 400 in terms of brightness, and it's just on like a color accuracy scale, it's like 60 something percent. Like it's just not good, and it's only 60 hertz, so you can't really run the 120 hertz, the 144 hertz that people want to see. And then it's not like you can plug it into, you know, an external monitor, right? Like it has a dock like the Switch does, but like when you plug the Switch in, it like everything changes within the system so that it looks good on the big screen. If you plug the Steam Deck into the dock, it literally just makes the Steam Deck screen bigger. Like it stretches it. It doesn't upscale or do anything. It stretches it to fit the bigger screen. So it looks worse.
Sheesh.
Imagine playing 8-bit Street Fighter V. Well, I guess you don't have to. You used to be able to boot it in, like, I don't remember what the term was. It was like easy mode or something, and it was like basically 8-bit Street Fighter V.
Oh yeah, I remember those videos when people were doing their tests. I mean, it could run, but it just didn't look. It looked like compressor.
Oh, am I dead?
Possibly.
I don't think so. No.
If your defense is not. All right, there you go. Yeah, all right, take the throw, like they say.
What's crazy is I think if instead of doing the EX grab there, if they had just done like a coast-to-coast combo, I think you would have died.
Oh, we got buttons, yo. Woo! Oh, god dang.
Woo!
That was crazy.
I think they went for a knee. I think
Yeah.
you screwed them, I think.
Yeah, get fucked.
Yeah. The PC problem for the FGC is multifaceted to just an insane degree. Like, you need price, you need connectability, you need streamability, right?
Hot take: the fighting game community itself is not ready for PC.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's just gonna take a bit of time.
That's a
And
lot.
we're about to hit like a like in between point, right? Like
Yeah.
a lot of players, especially with like the announcement of the CPT, right? There's a lot of online events, you know, online warriors events in the CPT announcement. And so there are players that are going to be online warriors. They're going to make it to a CPT, you know, qualified event, and they're going to have done that entirely on their own PC at home, right? And that's just the way it's going to be. And so we're going to have people who are either going to be like, I need the top shelf PC so that I can compete in these CPT events, and they're going to go build out some monster 4090 rig, and it's going to cost like $5,000. And then there's going to be people that are going to be like, hey, I bought this $250 PS5 off eBay, and it runs 120 frames, and I qualified.
Yeah, because they're more online events than. Well, I think it was like what, only 3 offline events, and then
Yeah.
everything else was online.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And like that's
Talk about being a world warrior.
Cutting wins.
Yeah, I mean, so like, I don't mind online events in general. I do think that 3 is a bit low if you want to kind of keep up with how things have been in the FGC, right? Like, 3
Yeah,
events is not a
It's
lot.
Really low. Yeah.
Granted, I fully understand that financially 3 is also a lot to certain companies. Capcom maybe not, because you know they got that Resident Evil money. But like, if you were a smaller,
That Resident Evil money is whipping around here.
the Resident Evil, Final Fantasy, like, whoo!
That shit is huge. That money is huge.
But
It's the Monster Hunter Resident Evil money.
That's true. I forgot about Monster Hunter.
They feeding Capcom right now. Yeah.
Sheesh. Yeah, and it's still at a corporate level. You have to be financially responsible to somebody, and so 3 events is a certain expense, and it could change, right? Like maybe this year's CPT they have 3 offline events and everything else is online, and something they don't like about it, so they change it for next year, and then they have more offline events. But there's a lot of factors that go into these decisions. It's not just can Capcom afford to pay CPT level commentators for more than 3 events? Yes. Does it make sense for them to do that in the middle of a recession? Right? Like, people aren't traveling. People literally cannot afford to travel to these offline events. So, unfortunately, some of these events aren't going to exist potentially in 2024, 2025. We did just see what was the Unist tournament that stopped running?
Undernight
or
Climax, yes.
Yeah,
Thank you. Climax of Night.
Like it's not financially. One of the reasons was finances, and like that's the story of the world, guys. And so for Capcom, they can either hope that these offline events survive long enough to uphold their tour, so they're really relying on the Ricks and the Jabaleys of the world to keep their advertising alive, or they can run these online events that is only at the behest of their own servers, right? Like, as long as CFN is up and running, they can run a CPT event.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the one of the most important things is making sure that online is smooth as butter. Especially with so many online events that have to be ran. Did they announce which 3 offline events would be the qualifier for, or not yet? Or they just said it would be 3?
Capcom Pro Tour 2023, is that the year?
2023.
I know it's 2023 now. All right, yeah, this is it. Well, because like sometimes the tour dates are like a year backwards. Offline premieres. So they say 3 offline 1v1 tournaments, including Evo. So we know one of the 3 offline.
Is it saying 3 including Evo, or
it specifically says 3 offline including Evo, which I think makes sense.
Okay.
A, and B, if I were a betting man, which sometimes I can be, I would probably say CEO and Combo Breaker are the other 2.
This guy won a Mario Kart bet one time.
If only that were the only bet. No, I've bet Brad multiple times at every event, and I've only lost to him once. And
that was the only one that mattered.
And it was at Evo 2022.
God damn. It's the only one that fucking mattered.
Yo, what's up, Jacko? Yeah, Kit 2022 was also the last one. Like, it's real out here. And I'm going to be honest with you, Chad, I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. As somebody that may be effectively unemployed as of next week.
Yeah, the online is, look, they have to adapt and adjust to wherever the heck is going on. I mean, it's definitely a different competitive landscape that we're in. So.
Yeah, and I mean, I do wonder, and the latter portion of this tournament is taking on a much more Casa cast vibe than the last couple have been, but I do wonder. In terms of like the FGC, because like we've actually gotten a fair amount of like younger generations coming through this, right? Where it's like the kids are playing fighting games, but it's I wonder how many of them even know about like the super early esports like roots, right? Like everybody looks at like Call of Duty and you know, League of Legends and Dota and things like that, and they're like, wow, they have these like huge developer supported leagues and tours and venues, and they sell out for hundreds of millions of people and blah 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 blah.
Menot wins.
I said
did that
I'd
not
only
go
play
good?
Karen.
That doesn't work there. No good.
I gotta bring my boy out.
You know,
I gotta
swap
bring
out.
him
All
out.
right,
I gotta
that's
bring him
fine.
out. I gotta bring him out.
But like, you know, people see these big titles as what they are now, right? And what they have been for 10 years now. I mean, League of Legends has been around for over 10 years. So like they've been doing stuff like that. But like even in early League of Legends days, you found tournament matches basically in an online forum, right? Like you would log on to like gamebattles.com and you would basically money match people in Call of Duty. Like that was literally like how Call of Duty esports started, was you would log on and bet, you know, $5 that your crew could beat somebody else's crew. And that then became MLG. As memey as it is, it became MLG, which then
I miss those days.
kept evolving, and now it's, you know, CWL and all this crazy stuff. And, you know, for League of Legends, they had like the obviously like DreamHack and ESL were big in the original days. Like IPL events were huge. I'm trying to think of there used to be a tournament that ran on Sundays, like in Sunday mornings. I'm not expecting either of you to really know. 10-year-old.
How dare you assume? How dare you? No, you're right. Go ahead.
That you
Go
guys
ahead.
know 10-year-old League of Legends tournaments that don't even run anymore. But like, yeah, like it was just small stuff like that. And then a lot of the broadcasts would be community run, very similar to, you know, a lot of the FGC events, right? Now, in terms of like the FGC online events, the togetherness, and not togetherness, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a lot of the framework is there, right? Like
I blocked that.
I saw that. That hurts.
I fucking blocked that shit.
Any online tournament, whether it's us, TNS, WNF, like Bruce Lee, like all of these tournaments, they've done a lot of the groundwork in like getting a community together that wants to play competitive matches to themselves against each other, right? So then you add in the streaming part of it, and you can look at, you know, I think we're part of one of the really good streams out there in terms of online tournaments.
If I do say so myself.
Yeah, you know, as the streamer, if I, you know, toot my own horn a little bit, but like it's stuff like that. And so like we're getting there, and then as, you know, more of this happens, because if Capcom is, you know, saying, hey, online tournaments are good to go, then there's going to be more people looking to play in online tournaments, which are going to boost our numbers, which means there's more people watching online tournaments. There's more people, you know, conversating about online tournaments in social media.
Conversating.
Like it's just all upwards at that point, and it's, I mean,
There's definitely pros and cons of it too, as well.
sure, people like to spout the cheating boogeyman, which I don't think it's that big a deal. I think it's not as big a deal as people say it is, because eventually they get caught, right?
And then if you also, you know, think about it too, as far as like in-game advertisements and stuff, that's kind of you're starting to see more of marketing in-game. You know, the people don't know anything about like tournaments and stuff like that. Now what's being pushed is, you look at I'll give Street Fighter 6 an example. You look at the Battle Hub.
Battle Hub's awesome.
The Battle Hub, they got tournament events and stuff that people can sign up and play in, right? And they got the big billboard and stuff that shows
Anything.
Well, when the full game comes out, yeah, it could show
It could be
anything,
anything.
right? And it could show advertisements for tournaments and stuff that people could compete for prizes. That's also a thing. It could integrate that within the PlayStation Network or cross promotion with stuff. We were talking about that earlier. So that's another thing that can market out to bring in new players too, as well, for those who just don't know anything about competing. So that can market them to bring them in to here.
Yeah.
So
and I mean, as somebody that is admittedly probably never going to use the Battle Hub, I think it's amazing.
How you don't want to interact with the world, Doc? Please, you don't want your avatar dressed up as Popeye or
I don't even want to make an avatar.
I Spy. You don't even want to make an avatar.
I wish
Wow.
avatars were not a thing. I miss the days of like OG Xbox Live where they gave you like 9 PNGs to pick from, and you were either the beanie blowing a bubble in bubblegum, or you were the grunt with a lightning bolt behind you. Like I miss.
Or
those
you were
days.
the guy from Oblivion,
Or the skull
helmet, or you
that
were
was
the
another
skull,
one.
or you were the rim. Don't
Yeah.
forget you were the rim.
Yeah.
You were the kawaii girl.
But like,
With the
there
pink hair.
were only 9 options, and you
Yeah.
knew loading
But it was
in
fire.
which of those 9 options you were getting stuck with, and you had a favorite. Don't lie, Chad. You had a favorite
Yeah,
emblem to
the-
get matched up against.
The skull with the gas mask on. One of you had that. One of you.
or you just had the Xbox logo.
What's crazy is I know which one you're talking about, and it's a grunt from Halo Bunch. I simply cannot believe you called it a skull with a gas mask.
Yo, it looks like a skull. Oh yeah. The panda
on the 360.
avatar.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but after seeing some of the monstrosities you guys made in... Alright, Shinhan is talking about an even later date than I am, because they're talking about like the little Miis that you used to be able to create in
Right.
Xbox.
Like, we're talking about super. We're talking about super early.
Yeah, I'm
Early
talking about
days
even
before
that.
the memes. Yeah,
Yeah.
before that update came out. Dang.
Like I saw like some of the creatures you guys made last weekend in Street Fighter 6, and I am so happy I will never look at those again.
Oh my gosh, Doc, you're not trying to fight against Ice Spice? Like, well,
No. come join me in my
Popeye.
come join me in my lounge where all I have to see is your name.
like, yo, hold this custom lounge real quick. You don't gotta see no avatars. You don't have to do no emotes. None of that. You don't have to deal with the craziness. But I mean, I'm glad it's an aspect that they added in. You know?
Yeah, I'm very happy that Shinhan, you gotta look it up. Somebody did make Ice Spice in Street Fighter 6, but like I'm very happy that it is done as well as it is for the people that want it. Right? Like if you look at say Strive, right? The Strive betas, we all joined into the lobby systems and the floors, and we were like, this is dog. Do not ship this in the final game, Arxis, whatever you do. And then they did. And
I stand by everything. I stand by this sentence right here. The last good lobby to ever exist in any fighting game is DOA 4.
you have said that.
I thought you was
a
gonna
few
say
times.
Marvel Infinite. Man. I thought you was gonna say Marvel Infinite.
That was also a good one.
That was a very good lobby system. Beautiful.
But yeah, I mean, and there's a lot that goes right in 6, right? It's not just, a bunch of cabs in a square box. It's got, the advertising space in terms of the big display. It's got like the breakdance room in the middle, or like, I think you can fight in person in the middle. I don't remember exactly. It's got like the shop and the whole upstairs with the camera stuff and like places to like take in-game screenshots. Like it's incredibly well done. I'm very happy for those of you that enjoy it. I will just never use it because it's not for me. I'm not interested, and that's fine too. There's
And
plenty
I'm a
of
boomer.
Options.
there's
And I'm a
plenty.
fucking boomer.
Options.
Listen, I'm from the days of Xbox and loading up a Call of Duty lobby where I hit matchmake and I play games for 13 days straight.
And I'm the boomer.
Whoa.
You know what?
Whoa.
This is my
I'd say
boomer take.
early.
This is legitimately like my boomer take. Is I miss when I could hit matchmake and just play games until my eyes bled.
Yeah.
Kids today in their
Street Fighter
avatar.
6, you could do that though.
You can, yeah,
You
exactly.
can definitely do that.
I'm excited to do that.
The boomer option.
Once I learn how to play, obviously. Actually, Capcom, can we add that real quick? Boomer option, and it's just
Boomer
like
option.
it makes like
Just
the
turn it on.
Doom starting menu, and then it just loads directly into matches.
There it is.
That should be
You
the
got-
real 8-bit.
You got so many different accessibility options. That could be one of them. It just says boomer, and it'll say on or off.
So actually, speaking of accessibility, I want to try out the audio accessibility feature. I don't know the exact name of it, but it's the thing where it beeps like for everything.
For hearing impaired.
Yeah, and I've said this before on this show actually, where I think I react better to audio stimuli, even though I have hella tinnitus. So I'm excited to try that out because I'm wondering if that could maybe be like the hidden link to unlocking my ability to play fighting games. For better
It's
or
possible.
worse.
It's possible. I'm glad that they're including more of accessibility options in these games to help out with players and stuff. I mean, people may not take a con shine to the modern and dynamic controls, but they're the necessary evil to
What's
to keep
crazy is
the-
that like people
the
even
fire
call it like a necessary evil, right? Like it's just accessibility. It's just making the game more open to people, right? Like so like a feature that's been added that I didn't see much hate for it, but like in Destiny, last year they added a feature that is it's called like auto shoot. And so basically what it is that for semi-automatic guns in the game, so like pistols and like DMRs and things like that, as long as you hold the trigger, it'll shoot at the fastest rate allowable for that weapon archetype. And so like instead of having to click every time you wanted to shoot a pistol, you can just hold the button down and the game will just register it. And so what they've now added is the same thing, but for like melees. So you can just hold down the melee button and your character will melee as fast as the game allows. And it's literally just an accessibility option, right? So then instead of just mashing the hell out of your mouse button, you can just hold it.
which is great, by the way.
You know
I
what fighting
think,
game has that?
Tell me.
KOF 15.
Does it?
Yeah, the buffer window is so huge on supers. So like if you're trying to do like super into super, you can actually input the super and then hold down the buttons that you want early and you'll get it.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like an intentional feature, or is just the buffer
Yeah.
window that crazy?
No, it's an intentional feature. And to be honest, I think it's great. Like for a game that's historically like just very very rough on the hands. You have to know a lot of tricks in that game. You got to know a lot of the nuanced stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It just takes all of that like trying to time a level 3 super out of the equation.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's nice.
And like I in Street Fighter 5, I struggled with like the timing of like buffering things in Street Fighter 5, and you and I have talked about this before, where it's like in like Dragon Ball and like Uni and what was the other one? Some other fighting game I played, I felt like there was more of a buffer window than in like Street Fighter, where I had to be more precise and it like in my inputs. Guilty Gear, that's the game I'm thinking of. And so it's like stuff like that. People call it like simplifying or dumbing down the game, and to a degree they're not wrong. Like I'm not gonna say that opening up buffer windows so that you can just hold quarter circle buttons down and mash a punch button for a fireball doesn't simplify it a little bit, but like more people can play your game now, and like why is that a bad thing?
Yeah, the big thing is just trying to find the balance. It's just like what is your target audience? Do people? I mean, developers obviously take the competitive scene into motion. I mean, into mind versus the casual. Like it's like how would they market their game basically?
So
Like, do you want the most professional players playing your
I'm gonna
your
let you
game,
in
or
on a
you just
secret,
want
Shadows. I'm gonna let you in a
to?
secret. Companies are gonna market their game to anybody that has money in their pocket. They do not care about the skill level of the people that buy their game at all, bar none. And for every game that touts being an esport or high level or any of those buzzwords, there are 10 times more casual players that can't even do half the stuff in the game than your top players. For every punk, for every Daigo, there are 1,000 people that can't do a DP. And the game companies are fine with that because they paid the same $60.
And this is kind of like those are the people that you never see. You never meet the people that can't execute, right? That's part of the issue with like the community portion of the FGC is that like we never meet the total scrub. And then whenever we meet the total scrub, like we pay them no mind, or like they're lucky if they get an ounce of like of someone helping. I'm not saying that like people don't help, but like like it's rarer than you think to have somebody come over and be like, oh yo, I'll help you figure this out. But I mean, there's also people that just genuinely don't want to learn fighting games, and for whatever reason why they don't want to do that, it's completely and utterly up to them to express that, if we even get to talk to them.
Yes. And if these games go free to play, that number then jumps up even further, right?
Yeah, significantly. Yep.
Like and it's a sentiment that I see on like forums where you have to understand that if you went to, say, our Street Fighter, right? You went to the Street Fighter subreddit. You have already taken a step further to learn more about the game than like 80% of people that own Street Fighter 5 on Steam. Like, and it's like people think about like, oh, I just went to where other players are, right? That makes sense. You wanted to talk to people that play Street Fighter or enjoy Street Fighter, so you went to the Street Fighter subreddit. There are people that like and play Street Fighter that might not even know what Reddit is. I know that sounds crazy, but it might be. And then there are people that went to the Street Fighter subreddit once, and there was too much fan art for their liking, so they never went back.
Yeah.
Or there was not enough fan art. There was the wrong fan art. There was the wrong discussion. They didn't talk about their character enough, and they just never came back. And so when you're talking about like balancing the game around X people or marketing to X people or things like that in these forums, it doesn't matter what forum you're on. You are a tiny, 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 tiny amount of the player base. Even games like League of Legends, where the League of Legends subreddit has probably double-digit millions of subscribers to that Reddit, like 1% of the game's population.
Yeah, and it's just like we talked about, well, like you said earlier, as far as just pushing, trying to push that envelope, as far as that one person, that for every one competitive player, there's like 10 or 15 casual players just to get the game. And it's up to them to make that decision to get to that competitive level. It's on them.
And that's if they even want to,
yeah.
Right? Like I'm sure there are people out there that they load up Street Fighter 4 with their college buddies from 10 years ago. The Call of Duty community likes to call them dad gamers, but like I'm sure they exist for like fighting games too. There's some like 57-year-old guy who only plays Street Fighter against this one army buddy who visits them once a year, and they don't know how to do, combos even. They can do a Hadouken, and that's just what they do. They just trade Hadoukens back and forth. And it's like, sick. That's fun to them.
It's fun, yeah.
And that's okay. And, that's the type of energy and thought process we need to be bringing to these offline events, right? Because you never know when you talk to somebody at an offline event, maybe this is their first ever interaction with the offline community for a fighting game ever, right? Like you could be in your tournament set, get bodied, and just like smash your controller, right? Like you hit it with your hand or whatever. Somebody behind you could be like, oh man, these fighting game players are so angry all the time. Whereas the opposite effect, you could get bodied and you could laugh it off and be like, "Geez, man, like, that was good. You played really well." And the person behind you is like, "Oh wow,
So close.
these people are really nice. I want to be more like them and learn more about the game." And then all of a sudden, you now have a more involved community member.
Well, that's also kind of like I'm not gonna not red herring. It's kind of like you think about it as depending on the person, like depending on the people you bring into the community, or depends on that person, it could affect the entire environment for sure, just off of their behavior.
Yeah, Bunch
like
and I have had that conversation a lot.
Yeah.
Like we him and I don't agree necessarily on like community, not community interaction, but like interactions within the community, right? So I'm not against trash talk. I'm gonna preface that, but like sometimes, it goes a little too far, and I've played competitive sports most of my life, and it's like the things that people say to each other is pretty vile, if we're being honest, and it's like, if you can keep it within reason, go for it. But like, I also think that if you're at an offline event and you throw your controller, that's not okay, right?
Wow.
If you're one of those people, you need to learn to control yourself. And that was kind of sick that critical art went through that.
I dashed up into it.
I know it's supposed to work that way, but like, that sucks for you, Bunch. I'm sorry.
Honda wins.
Yeah. It's just, with people, especially dealing with people, you just never know. It's always a toss up, especially if someone is new, which is what's going to
Hopefully
be
a lot.
happening in future events.
Yeah, hopefully there's a lot
I
of
mean,
new
a
people.
lot of new people.
So what I'm saying is, control yourselves, everybody. Behave like you're a human being in public.
Don't be a dick.
That too. And it's
Can't
really,
believe I have to tell people that.
it's not hard, chat. Trust me. I used to be a dick. I was young. I was an asshole.
Young Doc.
Now I'm not. Well, I'm less so. But I mostly only bully Casa staff. I think legally we call that hazing.
Big haze.
Jeez.
That's illegal. Hazing's actually illegal. So we shouldn't call it hazing. We should call it everything but that.
Alex, that's actually not a bad idea. Make a Casa shirt that just says "Don't be a dick." I'm not against that idea, Bunch.
Don't
That's
be a dick.
crazy.
All right.
Yeah, I think we can make that work.
Yeah, we can.
Okay. Good luck to make sure y'all send Alex's check, I guess.
No.
No, you
Don't
posted,
give us ideas.
you posted that on the internet, bro.
Yeah, you posted on
Yeah. Hey, sorry, Alex. I tried to get you a bag, yeah, but
Bro,
There
we
it is.
have Banjo on here like every other week trying to get the bag, and man, get out of here.
all these idea fairies with their hands out, bro. It's crazy.
There is no bag to be had. Let me tell you
All-
that.
All these idea fairies with their hands out, not trying to put in no work.
bruh.
Actually, Bunch, think about
What if-
this. We get a shirt that says "Don't be a dick," but instead of the I, we have like Sagat mid like DP animation or Ryu.
No.
I don't know. I think that looks kind of sick. I'll mock it up. I'll get a mock up done. I'll show it to you.
He said he's saying no now until he sees the actual work, the artwork. Yeah.
Hey, that's a thing. Sometimes like an idea sounds trash, and then like it gets implemented, and you're like, wait a minute, I was wrong. No, that's okay.
Now here you go. You make the eye, right? But the eye
Is a lamp.
The top part is gonna be a roof, like the house to the house. Casa house? Bunch?
Let him cook with that idea. Yo, somebody ban that guy.
Hey.
Listen,
It'll be a roof.
I'm sure somebody at Pixar said, "What do you mean we're gonna replace the eye with a lamp?" And now look at them. You can't look at a lamp without seeing Pixar.
It is. It's the simplest thing, and they made it work. Now the lamp is iconic. Every time you see it, now you just call it the Pixar lamp. Every time you see those types of lamps somewhere.
Okay. Whatever you
what
say.
What time is it? We got man. Actually,
We got 10 minutes.
We
Oh,
got
I gotta play
15
Young
more
Mateen.
minutes, y'all.
all right. While you're loading
my
up Young
God.
Mateen, check out the Matcherino chat. We've been live for almost 2 hours, I think.
I don't think
Yeah.
we talked about that shit one time.
Yeah,
Has it been 2 hours?
It's
Been 2 hours?
we're at an hour and 40
Yo.
minutes.
That's
You
crazy.
did not
I
feel
didn't
that
even
shit
look at.
whatsoever.
I did not even look at the time. That's crazy.
But look at these dedicated fans who claimed their Matcherino codes already. Shouts to Giyu, Juwili,
Shouts.
and Jacoman for claiming your codes. All three of you. Shoutouts to you guys. Actually,
Oh, only 3 people did the code?
I literally just outed every single Casa staff member for not claiming a code.
Yep. Good.
Literally, all of us.
I'm a guess, so I'm still waiting on my Sprite. Then I'll go do the code. Yeah.
That's
Listen,
crazy.
I need the Sprite from the fridge.
You
I
thought
can go get one?
you thought McDonald's Sprite was gas? Oh no.
Casa Sprite, yeah. It is. Alright, let me go do this code real quick while I have the downtime. You know what I'm saying? If I could do the
Yo,
code.
10-minute warning. 10-minute
Right.
warning.
Come on, man.
We should probably post
Yeah.
that in Discord, huh?
Yeah.
Wait, do you? Oh, you're doing it right now. Okay. I was gonna do it, but
Yeah, let me log in real quick.
Let me cook.
yeah.
Let's log in.
All right.
See how many codes we got. Let's see. Contribute. Claim code. Okay. And done.
So the moral of the story, chat.
Wow. Look how simple that was. That's crazy.
I hope everybody in chat also used their Matcherino codes.
Tisk. We got 40 something in there. 40 something codes, but like 50 something people watching. Like the math ain't math. But this raid though, this could be the 39 that we need though. Hold on.
What's up, Shadow Royalty?
Shadow Royalty.
Hope you all had a great DNF show today.
I blocked that. Oh my god, I blocked that.
And spoiler alert, chat. He didn't.
Nah, hold on, Matt. Yo, Matt Ting's been cooking lately. Hold on though.
That's why his health bar was at 0, chat. Because he didn't block it.
Oh, Bunch said he ain't going out like that. He's about to put up a fight.
Today was fun.
Now, let's-
What's character won? I think we're just gonna start asking tournaments that when they rate us. Just be like, what character won your entire tournament today?
Dang, you don't even want to know the player's name? The player that used the character?
That I can look up, right? I can pull up the Start GG and look that up.
Yo, did that DLC character ever come up for them?
Not yet. Troubleshooter? Okay, I can fuck with the troubleshooter. My tired popped and I couldn't make DNF today. That is tough. Yeah, they start like a hair earlier than a lot of tournaments because they started. Well, actually, they start The same time we do actually now, right? They start at 7
They
p.m.
used to start at 6:30.
Yeah. Is this still Shadow Royalty? Yeah. Yeah, they start at 7 p.m. So they actually start at the same time our ladder does. Which is still, like I said, a hair earlier than some other tournaments who start at say 8 p.m. Eastern.
Season 1. Season 1.
You did say how many times are you gonna get people with that?
Yo, hear me out. Got
What's up?
a tournament, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the tournament starts at midnight.
For what?
Yeah, that's
Just in
that's
general.
called going to the other side of the world. That's called going to Asia. Go play in Asia.
That's called
Yeah, that's
going
called-
to WNF.
Call it the midnight
Yeah,
run.
true. Actually,
Oh.
you just never mind. Never mind. Shout out to Alex, buddy.
Damn.
Big homie.
I thought I had a
That's the
good
big
one.
homie. That's the big homie.
Mm.
I love y'all. Y'all, we wouldn't be here without y'all.
It'd be like that, I guess.
All the buzzwords, you know.
Yeah. I remember talking to some other commentators, and talking about potentially, trying to get on for DNF shows or not DNF, WNF shows, because why not, right? Like, it's a great show to be on. Lots of great West Coast players. And then I realized it literally starts at midnight my time zone.
You know what? That is actually a really good question. Outside of Wednesday night fights, what other West Coast tournaments are there outside of just that?
So that's the thing. I don't.
When it comes to
know.
locals, not many.
Yeah, because I'm wondering, because when their tournaments going on, we asleep.
So
Like-
we should kind of like asterisk this and say like not many like well-known ones, right? Because there could be a couple, like there could be a couple tournaments out there that potentially.
Yeah, let it. Oh, online local. Yeah, online local. They do a West Coast
They
bracket.
do,
too.
yeah.
They do a West Coast
Yeah,
bracket,
yeah.
but it's.
I was talking more about like actual like in person. But yeah, there's a lot of people that do online stuff for West Coast. To be honest, the West Coast is really tired of Street Fighter 5.
Yeah, and I mean they're in an area where they have some pretty solid other games to be looking at.
Yeah.
So like it tracks.
Okay, we're just about to. Everybody's wrapping up their final matches about now. Almost there.
It's not killing me for some reason.
2, 3, 4.
I wonder,
Match.
did they play a
Dashboard.
million bajillion games?